Okay, we're going to learn this Gemara starting from Ki Amrisa Kamei de Shmuel, that right over there, and we're going to end right before the Masiv. So it's a few lines, but just the background is that the Mishnah said that if a person, let's call him Ruvain, he drops his cod, he breaks his cod in the Rishus Harabim, and someone comes and either slips in the water or gets hurt by the broken pieces, he's going to be chayiv. Now, Rav made a statement that you're only chayiv for the dirty clothing. You're not chayiv for the damages, the injuries caused to the person. That's what he said. You know, so a person slips in the water, the clothing gets dirty, and he also gets hurt on the floor. The Rav said you only chayiv for the dirty clothing, not for the injuries to the person. Now, this statement that Rav said was said over by Rav Yehuda. Not Rabbi Yehuda, Rav Yehuda. That's a student of Rav. Now, Rav Yehuda, after Rav passed away, Rav was in Surah, he went to Nardoi to learn by Shmuel. And it goes like this. Ki Amrisa Kamei de Shmuel. When I said this halacha from Rav in front of Shmuel, Kamei means before. When I said it before Shmuel, so Amrli, Shmuel told to me, and I put in quotes what Shmuel said. And basically Shmuel has a question on Rav, that why should you be chayiv for vessels, for clothing, and you're not chayiv for injuries to the person? That's going to be Shmuel's question. But Shmuel's question is going to be based on that water in a Rishus Harabim is considered a bar. It's considered a pit. Just like when you dig a pit, you're only chayiv for a shor or chamar, as we're going to see, an ox or a donkey that falls in, but not for vessels. So also, anything else that's in Rishus Harabim, for example, the water, you should not be chayiv for vessels. So we're going to see. So he says michti. Michti I always translate as let's see, but I see in the dictionary that it actually means, in Hebrew, it's me'achar, which means since, or now that. But I don't want to confuse you, so we'll just translate it the way we always did. Michti, let's see. Avnai, his rock. Visakinai, and his knife. Umasai, and his load, which could be like a backpack. These are three examples of possible things that could be like a stumbling block in Rishus Harabim. Mibayre lamadno, all of these I learned from Bar. Mibayre lamadno, I learned them from Bar. Vikulan, in concerning all of them. Anikoire behem, I read referring to them. I call about them, or I say about them. I'm not sure if kaira means to read or to call. I don't know the grammar of that, but we'll check that up, and I'll try to put it in as a note. So in all, I would say referring to these three examples, I'll put in numbers so you know what I'm talking about. 1, 2, and 3. Concerning those three examples, I would say that they're all under the category of the following verse: Shar v'lo yadam, chamar v'lo kelim. Let me show you the verse. We know what we're talking about. It says over here, "V'nafal shama sharei chamar." This pasuk is referring to someone that digs a pit or opens a pit, and an ox and a donkey fall in. So because it gives an example of an ox or a donkey, so why did it have to use those examples? Well, it's coming to exclude one thing each. Shar is coming to exclude that if a man falls in, you'll be pater, and a donkey, chamar, is coming to exclude v'lei kelim. So again, one more time, a rock, a knife, and a load that's sitting in the Rishus Harabim, mibayre lamadno, I learned it from Bar. And just like by a bar, I have certain exclusions of what I'll be responsible for. So also these three examples, I'll also have those exclusions. The kulan, in all of them, anikoire behem, I'll say, referring to them, shar v'lo yadam, only an ox, but not a man. Chamar, only a donkey, v'lei kelim, and not vessels, which means that I'll only be responsible if an ox falls in, these highlighted words, and what it says, v'lo yadam, or chamar v'lo kelim, is referring to what falls into the pit and gets and dies. So I'll only be responsible if an ox dies or a donkey dies, but not if a man dies or kelim die, whatever that means. They breaking. The Gemara says breaking is their death. I won't be responsible for that. Okay, that's a well-known fact that in a pit you're only chayev for an ox and a donkey, not adam and kelim. V'hani mili, when are these words said, or v'hani mili, these words, linyan katala, is only referring to death. If the man dies, you'll be pater, or if the kelim die, we're going to see there's no such thing as kelim being injured. All injuries to kelim is always considered their death. So when do we say that you're pater on a man? That's only if the man dies. However, if the man gets hurt, aval inyan nezaken. But concerning injuries, adam chayev. For a person, I would be chayev, or Ruvain would be chayev. V'kelim, and for kelim, pturim, Ruvain would be pater. So what basically Shmuel is asking is that concerning the man, you should be chayev. So I just want to bring up this. Let's see. Just a little note over here. Rav said that you're chayev for clothing that get dirty in the water, but you're pater for the body injuries. Shmuel is going to say, and he's saying that, one second, clothing in a pit, and this is considered a pit because a rock, a knife, and a load is considered a pit. So water in Rosh Hashanah is considered a pit. Shmuel would say that you're pater on that because it says chamar v'lekelim. Why should you be chayev on dirty clothing? You're going to be pater for kelim that get damaged in a pit. In the body, you should actually be chayev for if he gets injured, because you're only pater for a person if he dies. You don't have to pay what's called kofer. If an ox kills a man, obviously the owner of the ox doesn't get the death penalty because he didn't do it. It was his ox. Nevertheless, there is a fine that he has to pay the value of the man, which is called kofer. But if it falls into his pit, we have a special pasuk that exempts him from that. Which that pasuk is shar v'layadam. You don't have to pay the kofer. But if there's an injury, not a death, if there's an injury, then you are chayiv to pay for that injury. So Shmuel is asking that if it's a bar, it should be exactly the opposite. Where you said chayiv should be pater. Where you said pater on the body, it should be chayiv because it's just an injury. Okay. So how do we answer that? I should actually put a question mark in there. Let's do it like that. The Rav, however, Rav, this is the Gemara now saying, Hani mili, when these words, Heicha de afgarino, that's only if you made the water, or any other example of a pit, hefker. Hefker, afgarino comes from the word hefker, which means ownerless. If he doesn't own it, then it would be considered a regular pit. It's his responsibility because he made it. He caused the damage directly by putting it there, but he doesn't own it. That would be, let's say, if he dug a hole in the street, so he caused the damage, but he doesn't own the street. We're going to learn that there is a little issue if the ox dies because of the impact. What Rav holds is that he's only responsible for damage caused by death caused by suffocation, because that's what you actually made, but the ground you didn't actually make. I'll write that up so that'll be clear. Aval heicha delay afgarino, but if you still own it, if you heicha is where delay afgarino, you did not make it ownerless. So then let's make a line over there. Then it's his money, and if it's his money, then you don't have these exclusions of shar v'lei adam chamar v'lei kelim. So if we pull back our square over here, I don't know what they call that thing. So you'll have we'll have a little clarity. Rav says that you're chayev on clothing because the water he owns. For some reason, he's going to pick up his water, like we said in one of the other videos. However, for the body, he's going to be pater. This I didn't explain, so let me explain that right now. Make a little star over there. We'll do again. Rav and Shmuel. And that was concerning Hevel or Chabata. Rav has this opinion that you're only going to be chayev in a bar for something that you actually created. So if you have a let's say a pit right here, it's a little pit, and that's the street. You didn't put the ground there. The ground was always there. You just made the hollow area, which could cause suffocation if someone falls in. So Rav would say that area that you made, that you'll be chayev on if the ox dies. We're talking about an ox, right? You'll be chayev. Okay. Shmuel would say, well, of course you're chayev. This is called hevel. Hevel means the lack of air, or the hot air, or the dangerous type air. Chabata means impact. Rav would say you're pater because you didn't actually make it there. So back to what we're talking about. Why are you pater if the body gets injured? So Rav would say, even though the Gemara doesn't speak this out, but Rashi does speak it out. He says that the reason why you're pater is because the ground in this case, it was just a puddle on the floor. You didn't put the ground there, so if a person gets injured, obviously he's not getting injured by water; he's getting injured by the ground, and that you didn't put there. So you're going to be putter. You're going to be exempt. Oh, what did I write over there? That's a mistake. 1 second. Let's get my eraser out. And we'll do that again. We'll do Shmuel will say chayev, and Chabata for sure is chayev. So that really the only machlekes is this case right here, is this putter. Rav would say a putter, but this would explain why you're putter there. And that's all we needed to explain for this. Okay, so one more time. Shmuel had a question on Rav. His question was, why are you chayev on the clothing and putter for the person? And Ravi answers back, the reason why you're chayev for the clothing is because it's under the category of an ox, not under the category of a bar. And the reason why you're putter for the body, for the injuries, is because it's a bang as opposed to suffocation, and you're not chayev for damages caused by the ground. Okay.